how do you balance the good part of the schedule with the attention to North Carolina, bring in Colorado State, Stephen, versus getting buried though, to the point where your guys, they're going to be ready to go in November?
Yeah, but I would tell you, Andrew, by that time we should be ready to go. We start practice Saturday. That gives us 6 weeks of practice, and we've spent the last month in individual workouts and in the weight room, and we get 8 hours a week in the summer, 2 hours of basketball and 6 hours of weights. If we're not ready to play a game by November 14th, then I know my boss is here, but he should look for a new basketball coach if we're not ready for a game on November 14th. So I don't have concerns about that. What I would tell you is what I mentioned. The only thing that I talked with our guys about when we started this summer, that work hard each day and let's see how much fun we can have with the team we've got. And this isn't about any other team that's been here. It's not about who's on our schedule, who's not on our schedule. Let's see how much fun we can have with this team that we've got. And we've got great leadership with our older guys, so I'm confident that we'll be ready to go on the 14th.
Jake, it's not just Sept that you lose in that front court. Marvin, gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big challenge. You're asking a lot of young guys to step up. I wonder if you could sort of expand on that situation.
Yeah, and a very good point. Seth, with the way in which he played and being a second-team All-American, obviously is the one that was talked about and on ESPN and all the other places and in your papers and on your TV stations more than the other guys, but not any more important than the other four seniors. And specifically to the guys inside with Seth and Nate and Marvin, Nate was really unique. I tried explaining this to a friend of mine the other day. There were not very many guys like Nate Buss in the entire country. We played just about everybody in terms of level in different conferences, obviously. And we didn't come across guys like Nate Buss. So his uniqueness and his ability to come off the bench and get points like that is something that will be different for our team. And I've watched, and I've talked to our guys about this, I've watched about 15 of our games from last year over the course of the last month in trying to pick out some things to get ready for this year. And was reminded how relentless Marvin was in terms of going and getting rebounds. So those three guys are certainly going to be missed. The thing I would tell you, and the thing that I'm excited about, is we go from 3 seniors to 3 redshirt sophomores. We don't go from 3 seniors, guys that are 21, 22-year-old guys, to true freshmen that are 18 years old. Okay, Ted Friedman, Bennett Cook, and Clint Carlson have all redshirted. They've all had a second year where they played just a little bit, and now are going into their 3rd year. So they've had the better part of 2.5 years to work on their game, to work in the weight room, to work on their conditioning, and they spent a lot of that time playing against Seth and Nate and Marvin, 3 guys that obviously were very, very good. So that part of it, I think, gives our older guys, Wes and Bo and Paul, as they looked around, to kind of get ready. Luke, they weren't staring at 4 or 5 18-year-olds. We've got 2 really good ones with Luke McDonald and Justin Dahl. Those 2 guys are going to be very good for us. But the 3 guys that I mentioned, the 3 guys that are redshirt sophomores, they're in a different place than they were two years ago. So I like that part of it, and I think that's going to help us be more ready on November 14th than if we were turning those 2 spots over to true freshmen.
What about the leadership component?